Michael Saylor just got off the phone with an interviewer who asked him some really interesting questions about Bitcoin. And finally, this conversation helped me find a great question about XRP that most people don't really think about. That's why XRP might not work. I know that most of you who are watching this movie don't want XRP to fail. I don't either. XRP is a big part of my investment portfolio that we need to understand the basics of our blockchain and its flaws in order to fix them and lower the risk that we might fail. Of course, there is only one way to go if we eliminate all the chances of losing, and that is to succeed. And so this movie may be different from a lot of the other things I make, but it's important for all of us to understand it. We're going to listen to Michael Saylor, who will talk about Bitcoin. After that, I'll translate this into XRP, because I want to tell you that XRP was made to be better than Bitcoin. Now, please click the like button and let's watch the movie. Is it possible for me to make perfect money with technology? The first question is, well, will it be against the law? Will someone copy it? Could someone hack it? Okay. Does Bitcoin stand for sound engineering? Does it stand for good morals? Is it a good example of economics? That's really hard to figure out in the first year or two. Before Bitcoin, people tried to start something like it 100 times, but each time they failed. Bitcoin caught on and began to flash. For the first year and a quarter, it traded, but no one ever used it to buy pizza. After that, Bitcoin traded for about 3/4 of a penny. It was worth 1/3 of a penny to a half penny after 18 months. That's why it took a long time to germinate at first. Satoshi made a way to do things, he gave it away, and then he disappeared. So the ethics are what we mean by the virgin birth. This was a gift to everyone. And if Satoshi wasn't giving it away for free, if he was still here, you know, rich and bragging about it, and then giving advice on how to change or adjust the network, that would be unethical. Proof of work, or SHA-256 hashing, is what makes Bitcoin work. The network has grown to the point where it needs about 20 gigawatts of power, which costs $5 billion a year. Working on hardware made of semiconductors worth $25 billion or more. And that tech is only used for one thing and can only be bought once. This is like having custom ASIC chips. Why does that matter? Because Google, Facebook, or Microsoft, which had more CPUs, could attack the network if it was CPUs. And if it was GPUs, AI data centers might try to attack it. Other chips can't be used to break into the Bitcoin network, though, because they aren't SHA-256 ASICs. Yes, it is. At this point, I only want to make a few quick but important points about XRP. These issues with Bitcoin are fixed by XRP. Michael Saylor is going to talk soon about why Bitcoin is the best currency and why there isn't any other one. I really don't agree with. I think there are many cryptocurrencies out there that are better than Bitcoin right now. This is the first thing you can make a coin project without using a lot of energy. Also, I believe proof of work networks are great. Having said that, I am going to start mining Bitcoin myself very soon. Having said that, there are ways to get the same results with a trading currency that don't use crazy amounts of energy, and also not have to worry about things like potential government bans on your mining business, which is already a huge problem with Bitcoin. This is solved by XRP, since anyone can buy, send, and sell it without the government being able to stop them. If they try to block trading websites, you can always use a VPN. Also, if they want to keep an eye on everyone, they can. That would be against everyone else's basic rights in the country, right? Most countries let you keep some of your silence. Keeping all of that in mind, cryptocurrencies like XRP fix a lot of the problems that Bitcoin tried to fix and for a while did fix. But let's go back to Michael Saylor's answer, because he makes some more interesting points and has a lot more to say. The world's strongest computer network. Even with all the computer power in the world, you can't even scratch the surface of the SHA-256 hash when you run 600 times a hash. I just want to make sure I understand correctly. They have all of this gear and data in a place that I think no one knows about. That's not good enough. The network is spread out. It would be weak if there was a place. It shouldn't be in one place. The system is open, which means that anyone in the world can run a Bitcoin miner. And anyone in the world can run a Bitcoin node. This means that there could be tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of nodes and millions of Bitcoin mining computers spread out in places like Russia, China, Africa, South America, Australia, North America, Iceland, and Scandinavia. Imagine that it's always moving and no one can stop it. Okay. It's such a weird question, where is the coal virus in the world? Going back to Graham's question, what is the best reason to argue against Bitcoin, and what would it take to persuade you that it's not a good idea? The best reason to argue against Bitcoin is that you already have a better money network. Additionally, if you had a better money network, all the smart money and smart people who have money would use it. Okay, a little. So here's the deal. It is better than other money networks because it is autonomous and has the XRP ledger. It also fixes problems that banks face in the real world. It has a system that can be used to solve problems which Bitcoin doesn't really have. Bitcoin is just a way to send and receive money. It's not really a blockchain like Ethereum, XRP, or Solana. Layer 2 apps aren't really being made for Bitcoin yet. There may be a few NFTs out there, but Bitcoin is so technologically behind, and that's the point I really want to make. Michael Saylor says that the smart money is putting its money into XRP. BlackRock began putting a lot of money into XRP. There's no XRP ETF, right? At the moment, BlackRock is making money with Bitcoin because everyone knows what a Bitcoin is. When they release a Bitcoin ETF, people will buy it. They also make a lot of money from the fees they charge for all the trades they make and receive. They only use it as a way to make money. What about now? BlackRock is buying XRP even though they don't have an ETF, right? They are just agreeing with it. Before the ETF came out, BlackRock did not buy Bitcoin. That was not the case at all. You could be right. They may have had money in a business that bought Bitcoin. Yes, but they weren't going out of their way to buy Bitcoin from their public government crypto wallets. But that's what they do with XRP. That makes this point very clear. The people at BlackRock believe in the basics of XRP and know how valuable the XRPL is. It's also very useful, right? So Michael Saylor is going to talk a little more about what he thinks about being a Bitcoin max and all that great stuff. But please remember that in terms of energy, Bitcoin has the most power, and in terms of computer power, it has the most power. It has been given real money worth $700,800 billion, which means it has real economic power. The market value is the biggest at $1.35 to $1.44 trillion, and hundreds of millions of people are passionate about protecting it. This gives it the most political power. So how do you know it's not working? Okay, so I guess it wouldn't be working if someone came along and made something that smart people like more. But of course, Bitcoin has been going up every year, first 200% and then 100%. And it's still growing 40 to 50% a year. It's like a cancer that's spreading through money, and it's taking the capital from all other capital assets. There is a mistake in what Michael Saylor says here. In essence, he's saying that when a lot of smart people work together to start something, it's better. That's not true either. A lot of smart people came up with the Federal Reserve and the US dollar, but that doesn't mean it's better for the people who use it. The system was made to hurt people and cost them money in the process. Also, Bitcoin isn't as advanced technologically as many other cryptocurrencies. There are better projects in cryptocurrencies out there right now. Even though not many people know about them yet, that doesn't mean they aren't better in terms of technology and helping everyone in that network better. I just want to make that clear right away. That's why Bitcoin is winning is. 5 times as much money has been made with Bitcoin as with the SP index, and Bitcoin is doing better than gold, the SP, all stocks, bonds, cash, and real estate. What do you see? People who are smart and have money vote with their money. In other words, they're selling the weak assets and buying the strong ones. So why is Bitcoin better than Ethereum? You need to make sure that your financial network is moral before you start it. That means it has to be good ethics, good engineering, and good business. Bitcoin's economic strategy is that there will always be 21 million coins, very hard to change and very traditional. In fact, it's clear that no one would ever think you could change the supply. And even the second-order economy, the network's bandwidth is what makes the fight so bad. During the block size wars, people argued about whether the second-order shortage or the bandwidth should change. And the network's economic views become much more conservative as it grows. That means it's almost impossible to change how Bitcoin works now. That's not like Ethereum, where the rules for the economy change every time there is a hard fork. That's why it's been changed 6 times. In terms of money, the real question is how much of that value will be left in 100 or 1,000